Aloha guys, it's Bea here. If you haven't done so, make sure you subscribe to this channel so you always get notification when we upload new videos. Today I want to talk to you guys about you're feeling like you're in the hamster wheel, like you're stuck on the wheel. You're running, but more of the same keeps coming back and you don't know how to shift your reality. You're feeling like you're stuck. How many of you guys are feeling that way right now? I've been there and it sucks. It feels like you're running out of battery because literally you're trying everything and nothing seems to work. Everything is either keeps getting worse or nothing is really changing, or you see a little bit of result. It's kind of like give one step forward and then you give 5 steps back. Have ever felt that way? And you wonder like, why is this happening to me? Why manifestation works for other people, but for me it's not working? Has that ever happened to you? For me, yes. And it made me wonder, what am I doing wrong? I've tried all these self-development courses. I've tried manifestation techniques, you name it, all of them. I've tried so many auto-healing techniques, and I just couldn't understand. And finally, I understood that when you're in the hamster wheel, right, more of the things that you are afraid of keeps coming back. More of the things that you don't want keeps coming back because you're more focused on your current reality. You're more focused on what is. So more of what is keeps coming back because you have anxiety about it. So your frequency is tuned into the hamster wheel. Your frequency is tuned into all that shit that keeps coming back to your life, and you're like, oh my god, and you're stuck in that cycle. The only way out is when you understand that you have to shift your frequency, because when you shift your frequency, you go to the next wheel, and the things that are gonna start to come back into your life are things that are in that different frequency. But how do we do that? It doesn't seem to be that simple, because it's not waking up in the morning and doing one meditation that's going to do it for you. It's not, doing affirmations in front of the mirror that is going to do it for you. I'm being 100% raw and honest with you guys here. Sometimes I hear like, oh, do this technique, like TikTok is full of that. You go on there and there's like, this manifestation technique is gonna save your life. This manifestation technique, you won't believe, like you're gonna manifest so much money. And yet that can be true if you are able to raise your frequency, if you are able to raise and sustain your frequency, really vibrate high, then yes, you're gonna access that and that's gonna work for you. But what really works is not really the technique, is your vibration, your frequency, you being able to put yourself into that state so you receive more of the things that are on that frequency. But that being said, there are techniques that are more powerful than others because it allows you to be on that state with a higher frequency. You can tune into that better and it works better. But you have to understand that sometimes just wanting to change your frequency and wanting to manifest something is not enough, because consciously you want like your dream car, you want a new partner, you want your dream job, but unconsciously you are full of self-sabotaging beliefs that are holding you back. And not only beliefs, your nervous system is dysregulated. When our nervous system is dysregulated, then our energy is also not in our highest potential. And when our energy is not in our high, then our frequency is not in our high, and therefore we are not accessing that divine frequency, that frequency of creation. Does that make sense? So a dysregulated nervous system, that took me a long time to understand, because I was trying meditation, I was trying affirmations, and all these things that you guys are probably trying as well. But my nervous system was just regulated. I was that person that was always on the go, 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 go. I could never shut it off. The hustler. And that's what our culture teaches us, that we always gotta be on the go, 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 exercise extremely hard and all these things and push to the limit. And yeah, in a sense it is good because it shows your drive. It can put your body on a fight or flight response, and you don't know how to shut it off, and eventually you're gonna have to shut it off, forced, either by illness, like you're gonna manifest a disease, or your mental state, or you're gonna experience burnout. Something is gonna come up, either that, or you're on the other side of the spectrum where you're on the freeze mode, where you lack motivation, where you don't want to get out of bed, or you have that brain fog where you can't really think about things. You're on the freeze state, and that shows that your nervous system is just regulated. And when you are in that state, when you cannot regulate your nervous system, you can try as much as you want to elevate your frequency, elevate your energy to match your dream, right? To receive more of that dream frequency. And you're not going to be able to do so because you're just regulated. So there are techniques that can bring you back to a regular state, so you can calm your nervous system down and you can function properly. It's okay to be on the fight or flight, but not all the time. So that's what, when you understand about that, then you understand why manifestation hasn't been working for you. And it's very interesting because I think not many people talk about that. People talk about, oh, you gotta keep your frequency high, you gotta, think positive, but sometimes that can lead to the toxic positive, where you feel like you always, everything you gotta be grateful, everything you gotta be positive. But we are human beings living a human experience, so therefore there are different emotions. We are made to feel all the different spectrum of emotions. There is a reason why we were made to feel happy and sad and angry and stressed. These are all coping mechanisms to all the different external situations that are happening outside of us, and our nervous system can feel our environment, and we communicate with our environment through our energy. So we are made to feel those emotions, otherwise we wouldn't even have those emotions, right? So stop with the toxic positive, that all the time you have to be positive, all the time you have to be grateful. Of course, when you are in a higher state or in a higher vibration, then you can access better things, then you're in that channel and things flow to you, synchronicity starts to happen, and you're in a different state. It's kind of like magic. But it's also okay to feel lower vibration things. It's not okay to repress your emotions. It's not okay to try to suppress it and put it underneath the rug, because there's gonna be one time that all of that is gonna have to come out, because it's gonna be blocking your energy somehow, and you can't mask that. So when you learn how to address that, and you learn how to feel that, but don't stay on that state. There is a difference of feeling that emotion and staying on that feeling of, depression or things like that. So there is a big difference in between that. So you have to learn how to regulate in order to keep your frequency high. And we are human beings. So like I said, it's very important not only to have our mental hygiene, but also everything else. The food that you guys eat play a big role on the neurotransmitter that you guys, the chemicals that your body is releasing. All of that makes a big difference. And that's why when in our mentorship on Aura, we explain the different spectrums of things, because it's not a one-way road that it's just like do this and you're gonna manifest. We are complex beings, and we have to, the more awareness we have, the more conscious we become, the easier it is to understand why we feel the way we feel and how we create the life that we want to create. The more we understand, the more that we have awareness of how we operate, the easier it is for us to self-regulate, the easier it is for us to make choices that are on a higher vibrational scale. The easier it is for us to always choose a best option, because every moment is our point of power. So although right now at this moment you might be going through some really difficult things, some tough things in your life, and it's really difficult to get out of that your mind about it, you have to kind of like live in a delusional state where you understand that this is happening, all this shit is happening because your unconscious you in the past wasn't so aware about your vibration, about your healing that you needed to do, about the shadows that you need to light, to bring light into. So therefore that created your current reality. But the only way out of your current reality, the hamster wheel, is when you bring awareness to that fact that what you're seeing is what is, but you have to focus on your point of power that is going to create your future. So abstracting of what is and not giving much power to it, not getting stressed about it, not having anxiety about it, and just surrendering to the higher power. So many people I know, I'm not talking about any religion in specific here, but so many people I know, they go to church, they believe in God, but at the same time they say that they believe that they are, they truly surrender, they are in anxiety, they are living in fear, they are worried, they don't trust themselves, they don't love themselves. If you don't love yourself, you don't love God, because you're an extension of source. If you're living in fear, you don't trust that God or the universe comes in front of you and is guiding your path. And sometimes things need to go wrong so we can go to the right direction. And we think that everything is going against us, but it's not really like that. Actually, everything is working for us, but we don't know the best route, and we are stubborn. Sometimes we think that we're like little kids. We know that we want this, we want this, we want this, but the higher power, God, knows the best path. It knows the path of least resistance, and we just gotta learn how to surrender, even when even when our current reality is not really what we want to be experiencing. Just trust and ask the question, universe, God, I trust, I fully surrender, and what's the next best thing that I'm receiving right now? I trust and I surrender. And you gotta put yourself into that state. But I know sometimes it's not easy if you don't know how to regulate yourself. If you didn't really look at your limiting beliefs that were installed in your brain, mostly when you were a child or after traumatic events, and you just have to learn to look at all those things. And the more consciousness you have, the easier it becomes to navigate through life and manifest the things that you want to manifest. So just don't fall for it. Like if you're feeling depressed or anxious, just don't think that something is wrong with you. We all of us experience all different sorts of things in life. Life is not perfect for everyone, but we can make it perfect in a way that we can learn how to make it easier and a fun ride, right? So that's just like a little reminder that if you're in the hamster wheel, there is a way out. You're not doing anything wrong, you just don't have awareness of how to change it and how to keep your frequency high, because you have subconscious things sabotaging yourself. And it's kind of like a computer, right? When you have so many tabs open all at once, you're like not operating at your full capacity. You're gonna like burn out. you're gonna have to look into those things, because otherwise you can't operate in your full capacity. So if you want to operate in your full capacity, then we are here for you. We are subscribed to this channel. We are always posting videos with so much information that can guide you and help you to heal and help you to manifest and help to create your dream life, because that's what life is about, to not suffering and not to stay on a depressive, anxious state of being. Like you're an extension of the source, and you came here to shine your light. Aloha, guys. So much gratitude for every one of you, a lot of love, and if you're listening to this video, you were meant to hear these words, and just know that things are going to change for you when you decide to do so, when you decide to look at your wounds, when you decide that enough is enough. And yes, you can create the dream, any dream that you want, your dream life. Aloha.